y'all, today I'm going to be making a chicken and sausage rice and gravy. It's not a real thick gravy, doesn't have roux or cornstarch or any type of thickener in it. I've heard some people call it red gravy, red eye gravy. To me, it was just gravy. That's the gravy we had growing up. It's just the meat and the juices. It's cooked down and reduced until the sauce, the au jus, is thick enough to serve over rice. This is I probably make this more than any other thing that I make, just because I always have the ingredients on hand. It's super quick, super easy, it's cheap, and my family loves it. They could eat this twice a week and they'd be fine with it. But anyways, we're going to be using some chicken breast cut up into cubes, a little bit of sausage, and some onion cut up tiny, 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 because we're going to cook those down first. And that kind of serves as the base for your gravy. I've got 2 large chicken breasts, and I think this is probably about a half a pound of sausage. This recipe, you can use any ingredients, any amount that you want. You cannot mess this up. This is something, I don't really have a recipe for it. So I'm going to try to tell y'all as I go along how I make it and what I put in it, because I've never written it down or anything like that. So here we go. Alright, so y'all know that I like to get all of my ingredients prepped before I start cooking. So that's what we're going to do. I've got probably a half a pound of smoked sausage. And this is that really good smoked sausage that I get from Guillory Specialty Meats here. Any sausage will do. Whatever kind of sausage you have, it'll work. But this is the kind that I always have, so this is what we're going to use. So we're just going to cut up this sausage into little pieces, little slices. Let's see, I can show you how big. I don't know. I'm not good at measurements, but they're that big. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up my onion. You don't have to cut these up this tiny. You can cut big pieces. I just do them really little like this so that it goes a lot faster. If you do big pieces, you're going to have to cook it for a while. Because what we're going to do is we're going to cook these onions on low heat for, until they're really cooked, till they start caramelizing. And then we'll put our sausage in, and we're going to leave the onions in the whole time. It's going to be the base for our gravy. We're just going to cut these. This is a half of a large yellow onion. Alright, so we've got our onion cut up. See, it's just little bitty pieces. You can do them as big as you want. The bigger they are, you're going to have to cook them longer. So I do mine little bitty because I'm usually in a hurry. Now I'm going to cut up my chicken breast. I have already cut off all the fat and tendons and all that stuff because I can't stand to get a bite of chicken like that. And now I'm just going to cut them up into little chunks. So I've got the chicken cut up. I washed my hands, and now I like to go ahead and season my meat in a bowl and toss it around so that it's all coated real well. And usually that is the only seasoning. And when I'm making rice and gravy, that's usually the only seasoning that I add is I coat my meat in seasoning first. And that's it. And I promise, my food is heavily seasoned. Alright, now I'm just going to toss my chicken around in there, make sure that it's all coated. They all have adequate seasoning on them. Alright, our chicken is cut up and seasoned. We've got some onions cut up and our sausage cut up. And the seasoning that I put on there was salt, pepper, Cavender's, onion powder, garlic powder, and a little black pepper. Alright, so I've got my cast iron pot heating up. If you don't have a cast iron pot, you could use anything. I've got it on medium. I'm going to put some bacon grease in here. If you don't have bacon grease, you could just use vegetable oil or butter too, but we're going to cook them for so long. Just going to melt a little bacon grease in there. Alright, we're going to put our onions in here. Stir those around and apparently sling them everywhere too. And then I just kind of pat them and make sure that they're evenly spread out. Alright, now I'm going to turn the heat down to medium-low. And And I'm just going to let those cook till they start getting a really pretty golden color. Alright, so it's been 5 minutes since we put the onions in. They're not done yet, but they're starting to get translucent. But we're going to cook them longer than that. So just every once in a while, check your onions and stir them, and then, like I said, I just pat them down to try to get an even layer across. Time to put our sausage in. I said I would time it so I could tell you how long, because I don't know. I've never timed it before. But I've been cooking these for 12 minutes, and they're translucent, and they're starting to get a little brown. I'm just going to push my onions to the side of my pot. And now I'm going to put my sausage in here. I put it down, the side that's cut, I put that down on the pot. I'm just going to put these in here. It's on medium heat. And we're going to let them brown. And then once these are brown, we're going to flip them over and brown the other side of them. These are ready to come out. They're browned on both sides. So we're going to take these out, just put them right back in the bowl. And then we're going to put our chicken in. Make sure my onions are pushed over to the side. And we're just going to drop our chicken in. And we're going to do the same thing with the chicken that we did with the sausage. We're just going to brown them on each side. So we're going to brown this side, and then we're going to flip them and let them brown on the other side. Alright, so these are browned on one side. We're just going to flip them all over and do the same thing with the other side. And that only took a couple minutes. Again, I've got this on medium heat. I started on medium-low with the onions, just the onions. And then the sausage, I went up to medium heat, and it's been on medium heat this whole time. Now we're just gonna I'll put my sausage right back in there. And then what we're gonna do, Worcestershire sauce. We're gonna put some Worcestershire sauce in there. Most things I don't mind off-brand. It doesn't matter to me what brand it is, but Worcestershire sauce, it absolutely matters to me. The taste is different between the different brands. And to me, this one has the best taste. So again, I don't have a measurement. We're just going to put some in there. And we're going to stir it. And you're going to want to scrape the bottom, get all that seasoning, all that good stuff stuck on the bottom. You can get all that up. And I'm going to turn that up to medium high and let it reduce. That smells so good. I'm just going to give it another stir. Let that Worcestershire sauce brown and cook down. And see, now most of the liquid is gone. You can't see that liquid anymore. Now the Worcestershire sauce is cooked out, and it's starting to stick on the bottom of the pan a little bit, and that's what we want. You want it to kind of stick to the bottom, because that's what's going to make our gravy. Alright, so we've got our stuff stuck to the bottom, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in some chicken broth. You could use water too. I just like chicken broth because it has more flavor. I use the reduced sodium kind, and we're going to turn this up to high to get it to boil, and you're just going to scrape the bottom again. Alright, we got our chicken broth in there. We're just going to bring that to a boil, and when it does, we'll turn it down to medium heat and let all that liquid cook out. So we let our chicken broth cook down to about 1/4 of what we originally put in there. So it's done. This is ready. And total cooking time, once I put the chicken broth in, was probably about 15 minutes. And we already cooked our rice earlier, so it's all done. Alright, well thanks for joining me. I hope y'all try it and that it helps you on a night where you need something really quick and really easy, but really good. Everybody's here and ready to eat, so I'll see y'all next time.